This is Commander from Lightsaber Academy. Today I'm going to do a review of all the things that I received from Soft Warrior. Some of it I'm going to be referring, since I'm an old guy, back to my camera. I'm controlling it all from this tablet. So I actually placed a video yesterday showing everything I received. I'm not going to say the price I paid for it, but let's say I didn't pay for most of the stuff. And the reason I didn't pay for most of the stuff is because Soft Warrior wants me to do a complete review so that they can make this stuff that they make for Lightsaber a little bit better. So I'm sort of a test reviewer, so to speak. Soft Warrior is, as most of you know, is one of my favorite companies. They're located in Ukraine. They're outstanding to work with. They make quality products, whatever the product would be. Their big claim to fame are their foam weapons. We have a ton of their foam weapons, from axes to shields to pikes to just a few other hand axes. They're making a mace. So the first thing I'm going to show is their sword that they sent me for really for free. And so this is a foam sword that they sent. We currently use foam swords that we buy from Amazon. They're certainly soft, but they are nowhere near the quality of this. And so I am going to walk this over and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I have to get more of these. There's just no way around it. This is such a nice thing. The handle is nice and solid. It's well built for Lightsaber Academy, which does a lot of foam combat training as well as lightsaber. This is a must-have to replace the 10 or 12 foam swords that I bought for making. And you guys know what they are. From Amazon, you've seen them before. They're okay. They're soft and they're kind of nice and they're cheap, but it's well worth paying for the quality of this. A couple other things that they sent me is this helmet. And so I'm going to quickly show you. So basically, this is a brand new design by them. It is not to replace lightsaber style fencing masks that we use, and I certainly wouldn't recommend it. Plastic on top, plastic on the side, a metal screen in the front. I believe that this is for a simulation for the armored combat guys who use metal armor, and a lot of times they will use foam weapons in their training just to get in shape, and so they have to replicate not being able to see and the rest of it. And this is probably perfect for that example. I'm going to try it on. It's kind of a cool design. I'm not a big fan of the yellow colored one. Maybe that's why I think I probably got a prototype. However, we do use foam weapons. This would be kind of a nice thing to give one of the kids who's afraid of being hit with a foam weapon, just to keep them safe. So I might, in the end, purchase a few of these. Easy to keep clean. Let's see if I can go ahead and show you the inside of this thing. It's all foam inside. It's a nice piece of kit. So let's see what it looks like when you put it on. So as I said yesterday, it's a little on the tight side. It does have some protection in the back and Velcro. I don't even know if you can hear me through this thing. It's reasonably tight on my head, so I don't know that I'd be completely comfortable with this. Probably could adjust the straps if I had to, but I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon. So, is it worth them doing this? Probably, if you're an armored combat guy, but the word of caution that I recommend if you're going to purchase this for training, that you size appropriately. This feels like almost what a small fencing mask would feel if I put it on my head. You generally wear a medium fencing mask and it's very comfortable. This thing is tight. I guess I could pull a couple pieces out of it and it would be fine. It's a really interesting design. It's a really interesting helmet. I'm probably one of the few in the world that have their prototype. Again, if you're an armored combat guy doing something, this might be something to consider because it's going to replicate whatever metal you wear. So I'm going to show you a couple other pieces that I personally own from Foam Warrior and why I like them so much. So this is my current leg protection from Foam Warrior. It's foam. There's no plastic inside. Lots of Velcro straps. I've never had one of these slide off my body or my legs at all. So I hear a lot people buy protection. I would not recommend this for anybody that's using thick, heavy blades. If you're using a mid-grade blade or a Lightspeed 3/4 blade, this is absolutely perfect protection for your legs. Let's see if I can go back a little bit. It covers all the way down to the ankle. You have to size it appropriately when you purchase, but it comes all the way up to about the hips. So this is really an outstanding piece of kit. Another piece of kit I have is I have their ultralight vest. So their ultralight vest was designed and was pretty good as far as this kind of fencing that we do or combat we do at Aiken Saber Academy. It's protective enough. If you notice, it's got these little segments in here. There is no plastic in here, so that was one problem with that. We'll see if I can get this thing on. And I'll show you, I step into it like a dress. It's really two segments, just like the new vest is, and the two segments come apart if you want to do it that way. I prefer just to step into it. All right, so big problems, giant gaps here, here. Very protective of the torso, but you definitely have to have arm protection. Absolutely no protection for your clavicle and your shoulders. I still use it for us, particularly when we're doing training and fighting, and I wear arm protection and leg protection, but I have definitely been hit on the sides, and I gotta tell you, even with mid-grade blades, getting hit here is a little on the painful side. Nice vest, really good for foam combat if you're using it, and that's what I'm going to use it for. Extremely light and reasonably protective, not that expensive in comparison. Definitely not to be used for any kind of heavy blade combat. So if you were a Lightspeed person and wanted just some kind of protection for your torso and you didn't want to go the lacrosse shoulder pads or the hockey shoulder pad way, this will cover more of your midriff, but you are giving up a little bit. However, I've noticed a lot of Lightspeed folk just wear elbow protection and hands, and so this would be a great thing and not too expensive to add if you're a Lightspeed fighter. So I'm going to take this down. Another piece of gear that they sent me, which was totally unexpected, was this gambeson. I'm not sure why they sent it to me. I have HEMA style fencing, but I gotta say, you know, I don't have one of these, and it is very cool. If I were fencing, and I'll show you with the armor that they sent me, and I'll be trying it on, I could actually place the armor over this for completely full protection. I mean, you guys know about this. Most of you fight with these kind of fencing gear. The fit is fantastic. I didn't even know they made these, so I'm not even sure where they got it from. But I have to thank Soft Warrior for sending it to me because it's a perfect fit, and I'm just going to add it to my own private armory that I have for myself. Okay, so let's get to the gear that they sent, and we're going to be trying it on at some of the moments so that you don't have to slowly watch me place gear on. I'm going to speed it up in the video so that you can see it. What I asked them to do was design a kit for me that was a little bit more protective. And so this is the vest that I just showed you. And as you can see, it's bendable. There's nothing in here but foam. So, you know, reasonable protection, particularly if you're using mid-grade or lesser blades. We've already talked about the issues with this particular vest. So they designed a vest that's sort of similar to it, However, there's plastic in between. It's a really protective vest. I'll try it on. I'll hit myself with a blade here in a minute. I've got a heavy blade from Lightsaber. I was beating myself with this yesterday, and I didn't feel a thing. Now, I haven't been hit by a 240-pound Saber Legion type guy, but it's a nice kit. They can customize these any way you want. So this one happens to have a spot right in the middle. You would not want to take a thrust. So I don't think I'd recommend this vest for Saber Legion use. One of the things that I'm not a giant fan of, like the other vests, they're useless Velcro. Those are really two pieces, which is okay. I mean, you get a better fit. I'm not a giant fan of having two pieces, but this is what they developed. If I were to recommend, I would actually recommend that instead of this, that they customize to size, so that when you purchase it, if you're a medium, you get a medium one, if you are, and so on. But I understand the reason for doing this, so this is going to fit people, even though I might wear a medium to a large, because I'm old and I'm short and I'm fat. I'm going to need a little bit wider custom fit. So, like the other vest, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Step on through. The shoulder pads, again, this is a reasonable good fit. The shoulder pads strap on here, so they're placed on. They're thick. They've got really rigid plastic inside the shoulder pads. Still a gap on the side here. A little bit of a gap. I can move the shoulder pad around to sort of protect that gap a little bit. But for the kind of combat we do at Untitled Saber, that's kind of nice. I don't really have a recommendation for the shoulder pads, to be honest with you. The shoulder pads are just perfect. They protect my shoulders. There's enough protection here, so we still have the same problem with the clavicle where the straps are. So you take a hit here, that's definitely a problem. So this kit is not designed for heavy blade combat. However, for ASL, FFE, for the way they fight at Silver Sabers, for light speed, for my own school with its SITS program, or anybody using mid-grade type combat, this is nicer than what's kind of available out there. I notice ASL, they wear some kind of martial arts uniform, and then they put looks like hockey pads or lacrosse pads over the top. Well, that's all well and good, but again, their midriff is I believe it's a Sambo outfit that they have underneath the lacrosse. At a reasonable price, this thing is extremely movable. This is extremely light. It's like I said, it's a fantastic kit. It's exactly what I wanted. If I had one recommendation, I would remove the Velcro from the side and maybe use something more, maybe a little bit more elastic somehow, some way. But other than that, I mean, I am thrilled to death with it. Is it hot? No, it's not hot. It's a lot cooler than wearing a gambeson or any kind of HEMA type outfit over the top. It seems to be a lot cooler than wearing just pretty much anything that we use in lightsaber combat. Even when you wear the lacrosse or the hockey gear, that can get wearing. For those people that go and buy motorcycle armor and wear that, this is better than that. This is outstanding. All right, so what else came with it? Well, first off, if you don't like the giant shoulder pads, and some people don't, there's a different kind of shoulder pad that you can buy. Now let's see if I can get this right without having to take it off. So here we go. So the straps in, comes through a buckle, straps there. You Velcro this across, stick your hand in, and this is the smaller shoulder pads, which are pretty nice. All right, so you can see my back is kind of open here. I can pull this up a little bit more. Close that back up a little bit, but it's still a vest. So all that back there is still kind of open to hit. Smaller, again smaller. I will have a helmet on back here, and if you're wearing head protection to protect the back of your head, you're probably going to be fine back there. However, for most of the torso is completely protected. This is a heavy grade blade from Lightsaber. If you guys know that, it's really thick. Nothing. So the only problem back here is this and this. Now, a friend of mine is having a vest made by that, and they can customize it so it's one solid piece of plastic. They can make the plastic thicker, they can make the foamer thicker, so there's different ways that they can customize the armor. I would just recommend that if you're going to order from them, because of language issues, they speak English, but to make sure there's no problems, tell them exactly what you need. If you are an experienced lightsaber fighter, like a lot of you are, tell them how thick you want the plastic, and they'll do it for you. This is for, like I said, for my system. It's perfect. Nothing. Can't feel a thing. All right. So what else comes with this thing? Well, I'm not even going to bother putting that on right now. Okay, so same issue, forearm protection, connects in, pieces of plastic in the forearms, completely protected. Not so much over on this side, but I feel that's pretty much what you would find with most kits anyway, that you're going to lose a little bit, something where straps are. Again, massive use of Velcro, which is good. I mean, the Velcro makes it sort of convenient, especially for judging. What the wear and tear would be over years, I don't know, but the kit is reasonably priced enough that if you had to replace this in a couple of years, it's certainly not going to be an issue. All right. I have not tried this on, so I have no idea how this is going to look or how it's going to fit, but obviously there's a belt, and I'm going to guess you step in, and if I fall on my butt, don't laugh. All right, I'm back. I'm going to end up cutting video anyway. Definitely my least favorite part of this kit is this setup here. So there's a belt that goes around that has to be adjusted, that holds this whole thing up. For what I need, this is not going to work. The actual shin protection is outstanding. So I would probably use the shin protection without any problem. But the original Soft Warrior leg protection that I bought is perfectly fine for anybody that's using mid-grades and those kind of blades. This is fine. It may not have the plates, so It might stand up fairly well to heavy combat, but this fits so much better. This apparatus with this, not a fan. It's a little bulky. It goes up. Yeah, it'll protect your leg. It'll protect your legs certainly a lot better than the other kit. But I mean, it took me almost 10 minutes to put this dang thing on, and it slipped. The belt is slipping in the back. I mean, I have to make more adjustments on it to get the knees protected. You can even if I get it up where the knees are supposed to be, there's sort of gaps on the side that still can be hit. Yeah, I'm not that crazy about that. Anyway, so that's kind of my review of Soft Warrior's new Lightsaber armor. They're customs right now. I don't think they're in heavy manufacturing. So do I give it a recommendation? Yes, I give it a strong recommendation. If you're practicing and you're practicing light, even if you're a heavy blade type person, this is a great kit, particularly for the price. If you are a heavy blade person who uses thrusts using heavy blade, this is not the gear to use unless you get a little thicker plastic or you have one plastic piece in here instead of this segmented approach, which they can do. Soft Warrior is willing to work with anybody to design custom armor. The arm protection is outstanding. The shin protection is outstanding, with a few exceptions of the gaps. This is outstanding. Like I said, the clavicle is still slightly open. There's no plastic here in these Velcro straps, so that would be a little bit of a concern for like a downward stroke in heavy blade. For, like I said, light speed, ASL, FFE, Ludo Sport. If you want to wear this during Ludo Sport, you can maneuver in this pretty dang well. Take off the arm support, and you can do all the jumping that you want to do in Ludo Sport for Saber Sport League, for Linton Cup, all of those. This is really nice, and for the price, you can't really go wrong. I want to say for an entire kit, it's about $400. So that's the legs, the arms, and the vest. You're not going to get a sword with it. You're certainly not going to get a gambeson. You're not going to get that fancy helmet, but still, from my point of view, I got exactly what I ordered. I'm very, very happy with it. The only thing I could do without is this leg support kind of stuff, but in all honesty, I have other gear that will take the place of it. So, from Aiken Saber Academy, this is Commander with a strong recommendation for Soft Warrior, signing out.